Hello, and welcome to the course on how to speak for B2 exams. Today here we will be talking about how to make comparisons. And for this, we will take the topic films and cinema. So let's start. So in today's topic, we'll start with the very short revision of what we did last time. So last time we learned to write a classification report. And now let's take the topic films and cinema for the classification report first. So here is the map, and see how we can talk about various genres of films. At first, let's overview the genres. Note that we are following the same steps. So there are basic genres, genres that are action and adventure, and genres with fictional characters. Each genre offers us subgenres. In basic genres, they are comedy, drama, melodrama, and historical films. In action and adventure, they are action, adventure, war, detective, and crime. And in Western, and with films with fictional characters, feature science fiction, fantasy, and so on. So that's we did the first step. We overviewed the genres. In step number 2, we choose important points to speak about. Let's look at the whole map, and we'll see that here we have plot, characters, setting, and special detail to characterize each genre. For example, we can say here, comedy is a subgenre of basic genres. It's about funny events with happy endings, where characters appear in light, where characters are light and humorous. It may be set anywhere, and there are such special details as jokes and funny situations. That's how we can talk about each part of our genres using such elements as plot, character, setting, and special details. And that's what happens when we think of relationship inside the table. So for us, like now, I choose to talk about each genre. But also using this table, using this map, we can talk about types and characteristics of a film, talking about each film and saying what film it is, about its format, kind, visual presentation, color, and language, and about the watchers, what the watchers do and what effect the films have on the watchers. They may raise moods, or they may dampen the moods. And that's how we can rate the film. So, using this visual, we can make a classification report, but you remember that today it's not the topic of our video. Today here we are doing the comparison report, and for comparison, we will be using the same table, only we will choose the 2 genres for comparison. And my choice is action and adventure, but also you may choose any other topic, like any other subgenres for comparison. For this, again, we overview the genres, we choose the important points to speak about. Luckily, we have the points here. We think of relationship inside the table, and like we see that action films, they're about chases, fights, and battles, while adventure films show adventures in new locations. The characters are different as well. The setting is like when action films can be set anywhere, adventure films are usually set in new places and exotic locations. And if action films are characterized by non-stop motion, the adventure films are usually characterized by treasure hunts. So if I wanted to make the speaking, or if I wanted to make the writing for the B2 exam, or for like if I wanted to make my to put my writing at a high level, I would make each of the categories broader. So I would broaden each of the categories, and I will get this kind of a table. Again, I'm comparing action films and adventure films. For this, I use plot, characters, setting, and special detail. You see that we are starting with the very basic information, but to make our speaking more academic, we are doing more details and providing more information. So after we have compared our films like this, we need good speaking. So what do? We actually need a speaking strategy. And our speaking strategy here is, so we are showing relations inside the table. And for this, we are using useful phrases. So there may be, when we are comparing two objects, the relations inside the table may be the following. Two objects can have similar characteristics, two objects can have different characteristics, or the objects can have similar and different characteristics. I would advise you to stop here in this slide and to look attentively at different types of linking words that we are using for comparisons. When two objects have similar characteristics, we usually use both, neither, similar in, something is like something, so we are showing similarity. If two objects have different characteristics, we use but, while, whereas, unlike, contrary to, in contrast, so we are showing differences. And when two objects have both similar and different characteristics, so we are using the phrases like, despite differences in the objects show this, this, and this. So let's try to compare these two films using our map. So we see that we do genre, subgenre, plot, character, setting, special details. So, and even now you can say that the similar characteristics is the main genre. They both belong to action and adventure genre. However, each subgenre has peculiar characteristics. So now step number 3. So we already, let's look what we have done. So we talked about the table and how to classify different genres. We have chosen peculiar points for classification. So then we chose two genres for comparison, their action and adventure. So then we broadened, we developed this table that shows us more details for comparison. We also, or meanwhile, we also learned about the phrases that show comparison, and now we are ready to start comparing. So my advice is you take this table and you think which characteristics are similar, which characteristics are different, and which characteristics are both similar and different, like which are, so in which like points here, in which categories those two genres show both similar and different characteristics. And if we take into consideration all these important points, we'll get the comparison like this. Again, this is my version, and I tried to show you all the linking words in red. You can try to do your own version of comparison using different genres. And what we have. So we start with the introduction, and we say that action and adventure films are two popular genres, each offering unique experiences. But while both share similarities, they also possess distinct characteristics that set them apart. We're talking about similarities and differences here. In terms of plot, now we are starting doing there. So if we go back here, you see that we are starting doing the first, our first category. In terms of plot, both action and adventure films often revolve around protagonists facing challenges. However, the focus differ between the two genres. And here we see what the different focus is. Yeah? Similar to action films, adventure films typically centered around a journey or quest. This is similar. However, while action films prioritize immediate danger, adventure films focus on exploration and discovery. It is so we have similar and different features. Next, we go and talk about characters. Our next passage is about characters. So, characterization is another area where the two genres differ. In action films, protagonists are often portrayed as skilled and courageous individuals. So, in contrast, adventure films feature protagonists who are adventurous and resourceful. Also here, we think of the similarities. Despite these differences, both genres use characters to drive the narrative forward. Our next passage is about setting. And when we talk about setting, we can talk that it plays a crucial role in both genres. That is our similarity. Action films are often set in urban or exotic locations, while adventure films feature exotic or fantastic settings. Despite, so that were the differences. Now we go to the similarities. Despite these differences in setting, both genres use the environment to enhance the atmosphere. So that is what we can talk about similarities. We gave differences plus similarities. And our final passage is about special details. And we use here, finally, special details such as cinematography and visual effects contribute to the immersive experience of both genres. Action films feature elaborate choreography and visual effects, while these are differences. Adventure films use grand cinematography. Despite these differences, we still can find similarities. Both genres aim to captivate audiences with stunning visuals and immense immersive storytelling. And here we have a conclusion. So, once again, today we have talked about comparisons, and we have chosen the two genres. Probably if we have chosen like fantasy and let's say detective and crime, they could be very different. But we have chosen two genres that are very close. That is why there are many similarities in these two genres. We described each of the genres by creating a table. Then we thought of the relations inside the table. For this, we thought of two objects that have similar characteristics, different, and both similar and different. We compared these two genres, and we finally got this type of an essay. So thank you for your attention. I hope it was interesting, and bye-bye.